At Thanksgiving dinner, my sister stood up and said, "We voted, and you're not family anymore." Everyone clapped. I smiled a little and said, "Then I guess you won't need this." I put a folder on the table. As soon as she opened it, she screamed, "Before we cut the turkey?" Ashley stood up with her fake practiced smile. "There's something we need to say." Everyone got quiet. Forks stopped in the air. My stomach turned. I knew that voice. It was the same one she used when she got me grounded at 14 for a party I didn't even go to. "We had a family vote," she said, looking around like she was about to win a prize. "We decided you're not family anymore." Silence, then cheering. My cousin Emily clapped like it was a show. Uncle John raised his wine glass and smiled. Even my mom laughed and said, "Well, someone had to say it." I sat there frozen, staring at my food. The stuffing was cold, but I was boiling, inside. My dad didn't look at me. He just drank his beer and said, "It's probably for the best." "Wow," I said, pushing back my chair slowly. "You guys planned this?" Ashley smiled bigger. "You've been toxic for years. We're done pretending." "You're not family," my mom added, reaching for cranberry sauce like we were talking about the weather. "We all agree." I looked around. No one said a word. Not one person. "Good," I said softly. Then I reached into my bag. "I thought this might happen," I said, pulling out a thick folder and putting it in the middle of the table. The sound it made was loud. Ashley blinked. "What is that?" I smiled, leaned back, and crossed my arms. "Why don't you see for yourself?" She grabbed it and opened it, already smirking like she had won. Then she looked at the first page and stopped smiling. Her face turned white. She flipped to the next page, and the next. Then she screamed, a loud horror movie scream. Her chair fell back as she stood up fast, slamming the folder shut like it burned her. "You monster!" she yelled. "You freak!" Everyone gasped. Her husband, Ryan, grabbed the folder and looked inside. His mouth dropped open. He looked at me. "Is this real?" I nodded. "It's all true. Every receipt. Every screenshot." The room was completely quiet. You could hear a fork fall in the kitchen. My mom opened her mouth, then shut it again like a fish. "You really thought I wouldn't stand up for myself," I said, standing up. "You thought I'd stay quiet, let you walk over me. But guess what?" I leaned in and looked right at Ashley. "Your game? It's over." Want to know what's in the folder? I'll tell you. But first, let me explain how we got here. Ashley didn't just decide I wasn't family one day. That decision took years. Comment after comment, lie after lie. I was never the favorite, not even close. Ashley was the golden girl. Good grades, big smile, could charm anyone. She could lie and make people thank her. I was quiet, kept to myself. I didn't need attention. They hated that. They thought being quiet meant I was weak. I moved out at 19, paid for college, worked 2 jobs, and never asked for help. Ashley dropped out of 2 majors, went to Europe to find herself, then married Ryan, who acts like he lives on LinkedIn. I paid for half her wedding. My parents couldn't afford it, but still went on a 2-week cruise after. I didn't complain. I never did. Even when they called me the family banker, I kept helping. I paid for Dad's dental surgery, sent money when Mom said the heat bill was late, even helped Emily with her college costs. They always said thanks, but with a voice that meant, "Well, of course you helped. You don't have a real family." Maybe that's what did it. I'm single, no kids, no husband, just me, my job, and my dog. To them, that meant I had nothing better to do than pay their bills. Ashley treated me like her backup plan. When Ryan lost his job, she called me first. Just a small loan. When her car broke down, "You make good money, what's $2,000? When her kid needed therapy and insurance didn't help, guess who paid? Me. I always helped. Because I thought, That's what family does, but helping turned into duty, then into an expectation, then into demands. It started with small jokes. "Oh, you brought wine? Must be nice to afford that." "Of course you're early, no kids to deal with." "Wish I could work late and avoid my husband too." Then it got mean. "You're so cold." "Maybe. That's why you're alone. You don't get real problems. You're just mad no one needs you." But they did need me, all the time, quietly, behind closed doors. Then Ashley texted me, "Can you co-sign a loan? Ryan and I want to open a smoothie shop." Me, "No." Ashley, "Wow, really?" Then nothing. That was 3 months ago. Since then, no one talked to me. Mom stopped. Calling. Dad gave one-word texts, no invites to family dinners. Ashley blocked me online and posted about cutting off toxic people. I didn't cry about it. I got to work. I collected records, bank transfers, emails, screenshots, dates. In the past 5 years, I gave them over $78,000, $8,000 for Ryan's rehab, $2,300 for Ashley's emergency dental work. It was just fake teeth. A $500 for Dad's back surgery, a $12,000 for Mom's credit card debt, $6,000 for Emily's. College move-in, $4,500 for a fake family emergency that was really a trip to Florida. Not once did any of them offer to pay me back. They just took. And when I stopped giving, they decided I was the problem. So I made the folder. Inside it, every transfer confirmation, every email and text requesting money, screenshots of Ashley calling me manipulative to a friend because I said no to the loan, a timeline of every major payment I'd made in the last 5 years. And as a cherry on top, copies of Facebook and Instagram posts where they mocked me. I even had screenshots of Ashley calling me a cash cow with no spine in a private comment thread she didn't know I could see. That's what she saw when she opened the folder. That's what made her scream. Because Ashley wasn't just exposed. She was dismantled, fact by fact, line by line, page by page, all while the rest of the family realized what they had done. My mom looked ready to faint. Ryan stared at the line that said, "For $200 to cover Ashley's credit card charges at a hotel in Santa Monica with someone named Alyssa," and just whispered, "What is this?" I didn't answer. I didn't have to. For the first time ever, I wasn't defending myself. I was simply showing them the truth. "You kept records?" my mom said, her voice shaking. "Of everything?" I turned to her, calm as ever. "You never remembered, so someone had to." Ashley stood there, pale, fists clenched. Her eyes darted from Ryan to the folder to me. "This is a violation," she spat. "You had no right to—" "No right?" I interrupted, standing slowly. "You stood in front of this whole family and declared me not family. You all clapped, and now you're upset I came prepared?" Ryan flipped another page. "What's this about Santa Monica?" he asked, voice tight. Ashley's head snapped to him. "Don't start! Who's Alyssa? Why were you there 3 nights on my card?" he pressed. Her silence was louder than any answer. "Wait," my mom cut in, raising her hands. "Can we be reasonable?" "Sure," I said. "Be reasonable. Let's talk about the time you called me a parasite while cashing my check." Ashley blinked. "That's not fair. We were stressed." "No," I snapped. "You were stressed, and I bailed you out. Every single time. And the one time I say no, suddenly I'm the enemy." My dad, silent until now, spoke up. "You're making this bigger than it is." I faced him, voice low. "You let them do this to me for years. You saw it, heard it, and did nothing because it was easier than speaking up." He didn't deny it. Ashley slammed her hand on the table. "You're bitter because no one needs you anymore." "Wrong," I said coldly. "I'm not bitter, I'm done." She laughed bitterly. "You think this makes you the victim? You're just proving you're a control freak." "And you only cared about me when I was paying your bills," I replied. "You don't get to play martyr now. You chose to help." "You didn't have to," she yelled. "Yet, you expected it every single time until it wasn't help anymore." It was duty. And when I stopped, you voted me out. My voice cracked. You didn't want a sister. You wanted a walking wallet. Now Ryan stood holding the folder. Is this true? He asked Ashley. She looked at him speechless. No tears, no deflection. You lied to me, he said. About the hotel, the money, and me. I had to, she burst out. He was turning everyone against me. I wasn't, I said. You did that yourself. Silence settled again. Then my mom tried one last time, softer. Honey, we overreacted, but this is still family. Families fight. Let's move on. I cut her off. You're not hearing me. I'm not asking for peace or forgiveness. I'm telling you, I'm done. Ashley sneered. Stop pretending this is new. You've said that before. Not like this. I reached into my coat pocket and pulled out another envelope. What now? My dad asked, exhausted. I tossed it onto the table. Ryan caught it. He opened it and read the first line, eyes widening. What is this? He whispered. Power of attorney forms. For Mom. Revoked. Medical proxy. Revoked. Emergency contact. Removed. I've signed them. All. I am legally and emotionally no longer responsible for any of you. My mom gasped. You're cutting ties completely? Completely, I said. Starting now, she cried. We made mistakes, but we're still your family. I turned to her, calm and final. No, you're not. I grabbed my coat, looked at them one last time, and walked out, leaving a silent, stunned family surrounded by cold food and ugly truths. I didn't drive home. I stopped by the lake Dad took me to as a kid. I sat in the car, stared at the still water, and felt what I hadn't in years. Nothing pulling me back. No guilt, no pressure, just peace. The next morning was silent. The day after, still nothing. But on day 3, the messages came. First, a missed call and voicemail from Mom. You meant it? We're still family. I didn't reply. Then texts from Ashley. Joel filed for divorce. Are you happy? Something's wrong with you. Dad texted, You went too far. Mom's a wreck. Come fix this. I ignored them all. And you know what? I thought I'd feel guilty. But I slept better than I had in years. No more second guessing. No more Venmo guilt trips. For the first time in a decade, I could hear myself think. I started waking up early, went for runs, brewed coffee slowly, and finally, made appointments I'd postponed. Dentist, doctor, therapist. I updated. My emergency contacts, removed my parents, changed passwords, froze joint accounts. A week later, I got a text from Emily. I didn't know you paid my tuition. I'm sorry. You were the one who always helped. I didn't respond, but I saved the message. Then Joel texted, I filed papers. Everything in that folder was true. I smiled, turned off my phone, and watched the sun rise over the lake, free at last, and finally breathing. She cheated, lied, manipulated. Not just you, me too, Ryan added quietly. You did the right thing. I should have left sooner. I wasn't expecting that, but his words landed. A few days later, I did something I hadn't done in years. I applied for a job in another city, not because I was running, but because I was finally free. No more you should stay close to home. No more, who will take care of us if you leave? I started reconnecting with friends I hadn't seen in years, people I'd drifted from because I was always busy with family crises. And the wildest part? Some of them had seen my post on Reddit. They reached out just to say, We're proud of you, that was brave. No one asked for money. No one guilt-tripped me. No one spun the story. Just support. Simple, honest, clean. Someone asked, Don't you regret it? I thought for a second, then answered, I only regret not doing it sooner. I thought that was the end, and in a way it was. But with people like them, nothing ever ends cleanly, especially when they start to feel the consequences of your absence. The first few weeks after Thanksgiving were quiet. Beautifully, eerily quiet. No calls, no guilt, just peace. Until Christmas. On December 22nd, I got a text from Mom. One picture. The living room, stockings hanging, a half-decorated tree, and a massive empty space where they usually piled presents. It doesn't feel the same without you, the caption read. Ellie keeps asking why Uncle isn't coming this year. I stared at it. No apology. No ownership. Just the same manipulative undertone. Look what you've done. Look who you're hurting. I didn't reply. December 23rd, Ashley tried calling. I let it ring out. Then she texted, I know I messed up, but you don't have to punish everyone, just come by for Ellie. She misses you. 2 minutes later. Also, Mom and Dad are behind on the mortgage. I know you don't care anymore, but the bank called today. Thought you'd want to know. There it was. The ask, always hidden in a blanket of guilt, always ending with a request. I blocked her number. December 24th, a text from Dad. You made your point. We get it. But enough is enough. We need help. We're still your blood. That night. I sat alone by my apartment fireplace with a glass of wine. No tree, no noise, just me and the silence they always said would destroy me. And for the first time, I was thankful for that silence. But it didn't end there. In January, I got a call from an unknown number. Is this Daniel? A man asked. I'm calling on behalf of your father. He mentioned I was the primary executor of the family trust. I froze. I revoked that role 2 months ago, I said. It's finalized with the attorney. My name is off everything. He paused. I see. Your father said he couldn't reach you and asked me to explore options. He's in a bit of a bind. Of course they were. The safety net was gone. Now they were trying to get creative. I hung up. The final straw came in February. A handwritten letter with no return address but in Mom's handwriting. Page 1 was regret. We said things in anger. You've always been the strong one. Page 2 was guilt. Your father's health isn't good. Ellie's struggling. And page 3 was the hook. We're selling the house but underwater on the mortgage. We just need a little help to get through. This. Please, Daniel, do it for your father. Do it for family. I sat with the letter, felt every ounce of what they wanted me to feel. Responsibility. Obligation. Then I folded it, walked to the kitchen and tossed it in the trash. The truth. They weren't asking for help. They were asking for access, again. They didn't want me back. They wanted the version of me who never said no. But that version of me? He's gone. I'm not their scapegoat or golden goose. I'm not the duct tape holding a broken house together. I am done, and the most terrifying part for them, I'm thriving without them. I got a new job, moved to a new city, found a bigger apartment, a clean slate. I started volunteering on weekends, not out of duty, but because I wanted to. I built a life where no one calls at 11 p.m. to fix their mistakes, where independence isn't punished, and kindness isn't leverage. I don't regret helping them. I regret how long it took me to stop. Want to know what real peace feels like? It's not being surrounded by family. It's being free from people who only call you family when they need something. Months later, I read every comment on my post. You deserve better? Thank you for speaking up. You showed so much strength. I didn't know how much I needed to hear that until I did. And to those who ask, what if they change? I've waited. They didn't. They grew desperate, then ugly, but I remained free. I cook for myself now, sleep soundly, and don't flinch at my phone. Sometimes I think of Ellie, what she's learning. But I also know this. I was the example of someone who finally said enough. A few days ago, Mom sent another handwritten note. 3 words. We're still family. No context, no apology, no change. And for the first time, I felt nothing. I threw it away, made dinner, and remembered why I shared my story here. For clarity, I never got it home. Strangers saw me clearer than my own blood ever did, so I'll ask again. Did I do the right thing? Cutting them off, dropping the weight, and finally saying no? Am I too cold? Or was I finally done holding it all together? I don't know. But I do know this. For the first time, I'm not surviving. I'm living. Thanks for listening.